famous European Cup has not resided outside of the trophy rooms of either Pep Guardiola or Carlo Ancelotti since Chelsea handed it back in the spring of 2022. Lots of smiles now. This wasn't supposed to happen. Manchester City and Real Madrid were not supposed to meet in February. Whatever the UEFA Brains Trust had in mind when they dreamt up this new format for the Champions League, it wasn't this. A duel to the death for a place in the last 16 between two clubs that always reach the last 16, always till now. Nathan Ake, who hasn't played for 4 weeks because of injury. Valverde forward, and there's no flag, and Vinicius Junior is in here. His control was called, down he goes, penalty given, and now the flag goes up. So the penalty will not be given, but only because Vinicius Junior was offside.
And he was offside. He knew he was offside. As the ball was kicked, he was clearly away. Allowed the play to continue. The cut of the grass is a helpful one. The lean of the body from Vinicius Junior was enough. He's directly in front of us in the stadium, and his touch wasn't great, and Ederson's decision wasn't great.
A lot of his colleagues in that department. Here's Bellingham finding a way out to Vinicius Junior. Brilliant skill from both of them, and on towards Kylian Mbappe. It's Mbappe! Stopped by Ederson. Wonderful Real Madrid move. When those three get their act together, nobody stops them.
That was sharp. It was so sharp. It needed a sharp save.
De Bruyne. Right under the crossbar. It'll come for Savinho, but he just couldn't quite get to the pitch of the ball quickly enough. But Thibaut Courtois wasn't too convincing there.
No, pushed at it rather than...
Rodrigo. Mendy's going to get in here. Setting up Rodrigo. Mendy stopped by Ake. Probably the last person in a Real Madrid jersey they wanted in that position was Ferland Mendy on his right foot.
Well, they tried to walk it in, and it's brilliant from Rodrigo. All the space in the world.
One pass at a time. That's better from Vardiol. One for Haaland to run onto. Grealish. Vardiol has made a run into the box, and here's Haaland! Oh, he's been waiting for that. Another notch on the Gardener, the fastest gun in Europe. Erling Haaland's first goal against Real Madrid. It was only a matter of time before Manchester City's hitman found the prime target, and at the 5th time of asking, the reigning champions are added to Haaland's list of victims.
Oh, the big man delivers, but it's brilliant from Jack Grealish. We're just talking about him, whether he can deliver, whether he can get into those areas, staying higher. You just see him on the ball here. Akanji's Vardiol's run through the middle, perfectly timed. And it's such clever play from him to recognise the space and the time and the better body position that Haaland's got. But the weight of the ball from Jack Grealish is just perfect. Over the top of Asensio.
There'll be a tight call here, Rob, on that combination between Vardiol and Haaland. Does the ball travel forward? I think it does. Is Haaland ahead of Vardiol when it comes off his chest? We're waiting to find out.
Well, this is for me, he's onside. Vardiol's foot is on the other cut of the strip.
And a terrific fight. It's a goal! Human arm points to the centre spot. Vinicius Junior. Vinicius' shot strikes the crossbar, and it was deflected on the way through. It's a corner.
He's dug it out so well. That little touch back towards his own goal. And Akanji's drop of the leg is a clever one because he's covering the far post. You see his left leg and he just cuts out. Didn't expect any of them to be playing for the first team.
Okay, the Foden. It's on target. Pushed away by Courtois. Savinho.
It's just so big. Thibaut Courtois that you can see it's just a little bit more closer to him than he expected.
with Real Madrid. He's conceded 11 goals here now. Bernardo Silva, Erling Haaland again. On target again. In slid Raul Asensio again.
Now Real Madrid are rocking. It's a really good spell for Manchester City. You just watch Phil Foden, top of the screen, coming in. Haaland's onside, he's wanting that cross.
De Bruyne, flicked on by Akanji and flicked over. Not far over. Manuel Akanji.
Well, it's a free header, close to goal. Something he's looking at from a chance from there. It's actually Guardiola coming in. He's taking it away from who's better option for the header.
It's Fede Valverde. He's worked a shooting space. It's a goal kick. He's claiming a corner.
Well, he can hit him from distance. Ceballos had one from range. This is a whole different matter. That was a touch from Ederson. He would have hit the crossbar. It's a good save. A little flick of the fingers, all it takes.
He's played in Mbappe! Big chance. Big chance for Kylian Mbappe. He was all alone in the Manchester City penalty area. Beautifully found by Rodrigo. Wasted the opportunity.
And it is a waste. What a waste from the main man. Of all the players in all the spaces.
What a big night for Rico Lewis, who only turned 20 in November. Here's Haaland looking for another goal. Only stopped by the frame of the goal. He's not finished yet, Haaland. And now there's a flag up. And I assume that would have cancelled out the original effort.
That's good press from Manchester City early in the second half, winning the ball back. Oh, there it was all Haaland, working it, desperate to get the shot away.
Ceballos, Vinicius Junior. He's going to run Lewis and get past him, and the header is just wide from Jude Bellingham. The cross was a good one, but it was a firm one. It was all the pace was on it for Jude Bellingham, but it was upon him before he knew it.
Well, it's one of the few times he's actually got into the box. You can see him around that centre spot, just waiting, and that's what they've needed. Slightly behind him, you can see him contort his neck.
Almost lost it there. Mbappe, good stop. Smart.
Different atmosphere when Vinicius Junior gets the ball, but this was Mbappe in the right area at the right time. The temptation is to go too far as a goalkeeper, to take another little step to your right, but he stands and waits. He knows that from that angle.
Ceballos and Rodrigo standing over the ball. Valverde seems to have his finger on the trigger. Valverde tried to go under the wall. Ceballos. And here's Mbappe! He's hooked it in. Real Madrid are on terms. Kylian Mbappe, a 52nd Champions League goal on the same field that he scored his very first. Scores every time he comes here. But then he scores here, there and everywhere. The goal rush has started again for a man who's finding his magic feet at Real Madrid. 10 goals in his last 9 starts. He miscued that, but who cares?
He certainly doesn't care. It's a huge stroke of luck. It's a brilliantly judged run, but from that point on, it's all luck. He's gone for the volley rather than the header. He's tried to work it in, and Ederson's tried to read it. It's off the shin. And it's just a case of standing and watching and waiting. There's nothing anybody can do. That's a complete miss hit.
You can put your knee out doing that.
He doesn't care. Real Madrid don't care. Had the better of this second half. Back on level terms.
Kovacic for Ake is the change. 24. Got Vinicius Junior fighting each other with possession. It won't come for Rodrigo. It will come for Valverde! It's not far away. Wow. And that's the problem with playing against a team with this kind of attacking zeal. They can take it away from you in 5 minutes. I have other hobbies. Valverde. It's too strong for Mbappe, but here's Bellingham. And Ederson needed the save. There's the save from Bellingham.
Ederson couldn't really commit. He slid across so many players. He wasn't quite sure which player was going to get the strike away.
Won in his last 8 games. Mbappe, no flag, well found by Vinicius. Mbappe hits the post. He could have had a hat-trick tonight. Flags up now. Wouldn't have counted.
The delay. It's because it was tight, and he was clearly offside. Just mistimed the run.
Lewis, Foden. He's met by Ceballos on the edge of the penalty area. He's given a penalty. Phil Foden attracted the challenge from Dani Ceballos, and with that hesitation, Clement Turpin pointed to the spot.
Well, it's quick feet from Foden, and there's contact from Ceballos. He does really well just to get inside the penalty area, and it's knee on knee. It's painful.
Where though?
It's on the line, in the penalty area.
The line of the penalty area is part of the penalty area. Huge moment in the All-Star playoff game. Erling Haaland against Thibaut Courtois. Manchester City lead again. Erling Haaland has scored again. 27 goals for the season, but few will have enjoyed quite as much as that simple, straightforward guide of the ball into the corner of Courtois' net, because it gives Manchester City the lead once more.
Now it's Haaland at the double for Manchester City.
Brahim Diaz. And here's Vinicius Junior. Edison kept it out. He's not kept that out. Brahim Diaz has equalised again. A former Manchester City player doesn't really want to celebrate. He was here as a youngster. He's only just arrived in the game. And that rather curious save from Edison presented him with an opportunity. And Real Madrid are on terms again.
Well, he doesn't care, but it's a gift. And from one of the most talented keepers in the world with the feet. It's just a shank, a complete miss hit from a clearance. And from that point, can you capitalise? Block save. It's with his chest, and he decides not to go with his hands. Oh, his chest is it down back into the middle of the pitch.
Why?
His hands are so low.
It's his first game for 2 weeks. It's a strange season. It's only his 8th since the end of November. City are ragged at the moment. Bellingham going forward. Oh, he looked like he was fouled there by Bernardo Silva. Referee telling him to get to his feet. But Manchester City have gone loose again.
Just looking at that was a clear foul. Bellingham can't quite believe it.
Bellingham. Kovacic back there covering, but Vinicius Junior has stolen it from Lewis. Goalkeeper committed. Vinicius Junior. Bellingham! Real Madrid lead. Ambush. They've stolen a lead in the closing moments here. Jude Bellingham has scored their 3rd goal of the night. Give him the stage and he usually finds the spotlight. Jude Bellingham of England scores in England against the champions of England, and he might just have known this would happen. Manchester City have looked to control the match all night long, and they've lost control at the end.
And you can't keep him out of the game, and it starts from him winning the header. And it's loose from Manchester City, and then there's no need for Edison to come again. Vinicius Junior just helping it over, hoping that Bellingham can get the yards in.
They've lost the game, they've lost the first time. First time they've lost a Champions League game in this stadium since 2018. Carlo Ancelotti will line up his team in Madrid next Wednesday with a 1-goal advantage. They were 1 goal down heading into the closing stages